Okay, and we are now recording. So I'll just do a quick intro and we'll jump right into the questions if that's okay with you.
Sounds like a winner. Let's go.
Awesome. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome, welcome, welcome to Breaking into the Film Industry. Today's guest is actress Brely Evans. Welcome, Brely.
Hello, everybody. Thank you. I do feel welcome.
Okay. I'm so happy to see you and so glad that we're interviewing you. As you know, breaking into the film industry interviews lots and lots of men, right? So I am happy to have a woman in the room
Hey.
who's broken into the film industry and has lots of information. And if you don't know, breaking into the film industry, we speak about the film industry from the inside out. So we're going to be asking questions that you wouldn't normally hear on the average interview, because we want to teach upcoming actors, directors, producers, and writers what the film industry is really about without the fluff. So Brely Evans, thank you again for joining us, and we're going to jump right in. I wanted to ask you, what drove you to want to get into the film industry?
Well, I love telling this story because I never desired to be an actor.
Whoa.
Never once. I am a singer first. And so I was all about music. I was in a girl group in the 90s. And yeah, so that's what I was doing. And I saw a neighbor of mine bite the Big Mac on a McDonald's commercial. And I was like, oh, I went crazy. So when I saw him outside, we lived in an apartment building at the time. And I was like, oh my God, you bit the Big Mac. And he was like, oh, what? You have your own show. I was like, no, I don't. He said, yeah, I tell everyone I live next door to that famous actress. I'm like, you have me mixed up. And he's like, you're not an actor. I'm like, no. He's like, you move like an actress. You're an actress. And I was like, okay. He's like, you know what? I'm on my way to my agent's office. Do you want to ride with me? That day changed my life. He introduced me to his agent. She shooed him out the room and kind of interviewed me, and we chatted a bit. And she said, honey, you should have been on TV. Like, everything about you is TV. I didn't have headshots. I didn't have acting class. I didn't have anything. And she said, I'm just going to start sending you out. Just show up to these places at this time. Oh, okay. So I always tell actors who are looking to jump into the business, people are telling you things about yourself that you're probably not listening to. If I did not listen to my neighbor, this Hispanic guy who I saw on a McDonald's commercial, if I didn't listen to him when he said, you are an actor, I would have never hopped in his car and rode with him to his agent's office. Like, I just can't believe I did that when I think back, because I knew him. I know him that well, but I was like, okay. And I just took a chance, and it ended up working out. And I've never stopped working ever since.
That is absolutely amazing. And it brings something to mind. A lot of people tell me I should do stand-up, but I don't know, Brely. I don't know.
If people are telling you, honey, you might be leaving a whole bunch of Tiffany Haddish money on the table. And she's coming to get yours, by doing acting roles. So
that's an amazing story. And it goes back to something I always tell people, because people always ask for advice, right? And I always say everyone's journey is so different. It's hard to guide someone with the journey that you have. We're also individual and our journeys are so different. So I'd rather get individual stories rather than just, hey, what would you advise the next actor coming up? Because all our journeys are so different.
They're so different, but there are jewels that we all can glean from. And that's why I tell the story, to say someone's probably giving you your next big $1 million move, and you're not listening. So some people who probably are actors, and someone might be saying, nah, dude, you're not an actor. You're something else. They may see another talent in them. But I'm so glad I listened, because I've wanted to sing since I was singing in the choir at 3 years old at church. You know what I mean? I always, Brely wants to be a singer. That was just what I wanted to be. But God would have it that I get to sing in my acting. So
Right.
I still get to use the gift. And then I'm sure you use your comedy, you know, in your doing comedic acting, you know, jobs and things like that. So I just think people should listen and really pe- people are showing you who you are all the time, and sometimes you just have this view of yourself like, I just knew I was Beyonce before Beyonce. I knew. Like, who is Beyonce? Why is she taking my fans? What the Beyonce? I mean, Braylance, not Beyonce. So yeah,
Do you still sing?
absolutely. I have a single out right now. I don't know if on all music platforms. It's called "Ambitious" by Brely Evans. So just type in either my name, Brely. I'm the only Brely with a song out, and I dropped the song during COVID. I was home, bored, and I was just like, Brely, and you know, we couldn't act at the time. I was like, I forgot I have more than one gift. Called a producer friend, Turn Me Up Music, and they sent me a track and got with Johnny and Isaac, and we put the hottest song together, and it's called Ambitious, and it's about being ambitious. Like, okay, I can't act right now, but oh yeah, I can sing, so let's put the song out. You know what I'm saying?
That's beautiful, and it's another point to what you were just saying about the jewels, right? Because a lot of us sat home kind of like, I can't do this, and just stayed stuck there instead of, wait, what else can I do? So that's very important to remember that you're more than one thing, and a lot of us creatives are. You know, we're a lot more than one thing. So I'm loving this already. I'm loving this already. I hope you guys are taking notes. I told you it was going to be good. Okay, Brady, what do you love most about acting, and what do you dislike or hate? I don't really like using the word hate, but what do you love most, and what do you dislike about the film industry?
What I love most is getting paid for something I would do for free. Don't tell nobody I said that part, because I want all my checks. But low-key, it's so much fun. I love doing it so much. I always have a yes on my lips when someone asks me to do something, and I'm learning to say no. It's really hard. I hate saying no. That's what I hate about this industry, is that sometimes I have to turn some stuff down. Can't be everywhere. But what I also don't like per se about the industry is I mean, let's see, if I had to just pick one, it would be like, it's so hard to say. Like, I was gonna say, like, the new auditioning process, I don't like it. I mean, I've been acting since 2006 was my first time.
Mhm.
And I love going into the room and auditioning in front of people because I'm an entertainer. And so
Mhm.
I love to, whether you try to play the poker face with me or not, I'm gonna get you. Like, that's my goal, is to take up the energy in the room and suck it out of you, you know, whether
Right.
it's my zhuzh. So now with the self-taping, I'm like, it's just me and a friend over, you know what I'm saying? So the self-taping is not my favorite thing to do, although you get to do it a million times before you send it in. You know, it's just, that's one thing I don't really care for so much.
And it's so strange because I noticed with self-taping, you become more self-conscious than when you're in front of a panel of 5 people who are judging you. When I self-tape, I go like, I do 100 takes.
That's what I'm saying.
It's crazy.
It is definitely crazy, but I've gotten to a place with my self-tapes where I do a couple of takes and then I'm done. Because, you know, I've come to realize, if something is mine, it was mine before I auditioned for it, because it was made for me. And not that I don't do the work, study the character development, you know, break down the scene, know my moment before. I do all the stuff.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I'm not, in the beginning, I was so conscious about my tape. How's my hair? I said, first of all, I'm not in the hair and makeup department. That's not my gift. I'm not in wardrobe. That's not my gift. Hire me for my acting. That's why I get so like about it, because this stuff is not my zhuzh. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not. So I'm like, hire me for the acting. They'll be like, oh, her hair was whatever. No, like, focus on the acting, because that's not my thing, you know? So yeah.
Are there any roles that you've come across that you turned down And are there any roles that you just won't do? Some actors are like, I will not play the maid. I will not play the slave. Are there any roles where you're like, nope, nope, not at all?
I will, there's not a role that I would turn down. I love redemption roles. If there's a role, obviously of a Black woman, because I'm a Black woman, and she is, portrayed in a light that is less becoming to us, especially now that we have a VP of color. I'm not doing it because I just don't want that kind of material in the world. If this woman starts in a downtrodden place and then she has some type of redemption, then yes, I'll do it. But if she just is like gonna be the foul ghetto mouth chick and that's it, then I want to do things that are edifying. I want to do things that show range, and that I want there to be some deliverance in her characters, an arc in her, in her life. So I'm conscious in that regard too. If it's not putting, like, it doesn't have to be pretty. It could be definitely an ugly role. I mean, I could be a murderer or whatever. Like, I could be any of those things, but I just want it to, there's just got to be some quality of it that I like doing things that touch me, that I can identify with, that I can, like, if I'm not, if it's not speaking to me, then it's a no for me. Okay. I'm from this point on really gonna be careful about what I say yes to, because it is, you get a little older, that becomes important to you, less than making some money and getting your resume up.
Right. What do you think is the best way for an actor to build relationships for future work?
Be authentically yourself. I'm not into networking. Literally on my website, there's a hoodie that says, I don't network, I let God work.
Oh, okay.
Get your pens out.
I told you, take notes.
I let God work. So I don't believe in the brown nosing, hey, who are you? What did you produce? What do you got? Oh, let me get in front of this person. I've never done that. I don't go to networking events. Well, when stuff was open, I didn't participate in any of that stuff. And I've had a beautiful career. And I've made genuine relationships that, with people I actually really care about. And then I still don't call them every 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? We talk when it's time to talk. So I think just leaning into your most authentic self and just being normal is a good place to start, And
it sounds so simple, but it's so hard in this business. Like, people are always, what I think is doing too much. But I'm like, just come and be yourself, and the people that are supposed to be in your world will be in your world.
It's just the truth. You are right where you're supposed to be, and I would sharpen you here if I could. It's not hard, and I think the hard is what makes us act out of character. But if you say I dare the actors watching this, I dare you to say acting is easy. I dare you to say this industry opens up to me. I dare you to say I have everything, every role that is for me is coming to me now. I dare you to say my calendar is full until 2025. I dare you to say what you want to see. And don't say it's hard, and don't say I need to know these producers, directors. You really don't, because if you're doing your job and promoting yourself and being at your craft, they're going to find you every single time. They're gonna be like, who was that? What was that? Your video will go viral. You put some little snippet out. Start working, do the work, and people will come to you, because you'll be a magnet to it.
Absolutely. Speaking of, I like bringing up subjects that are hot in Black Films Rock on the page. There was an article where Tiffany Haddish asked Marlon Williams, why don't you guys ever hire me? Why don't you ever hire me? And Marlon Williams told her, and not verbatim, but you're too much on set. What did you think about her asking that question, and what did you think about his answer? Because a lot of people were criticizing him, saying, "Oh, he shouldn't have said that. He's too much himself." What did you think about her asking, and what did you think about him answering?
Wow, that's interesting because I just saw them together on the Ellen show.
That's where it happened.
What?
That's where it happened.
Hilarious! And I didn't even see that. Was that not televised or it was televised? How come
I'm not sure if it was televised. We had the clip in Black Films Rock, and she was hosting for Ellen. She was sitting in for Ellen.
Okay, because I saw that a little bit of it. I guess I missed that part, and I don't remember him saying it. But here's the thing that I love about Marlon. Because you're too much. To me, first of all, he's a comedian, but there's so much truth. If you just be real, you want to know why? I love that she asked, because if you really want to know something, ask. Why didn't I get this role? Because you're too tall, you're too small, you're too cute, you're too ugly, whatever. You're too much. So I love that she asked. And I also love that his answer, and I pray he was being super duper authentic in like, you're a little team too much when the camera in between takes or when the camera ain't rolling. And
yeah, that's exactly what he said. He said, and I thought he was genuine. He just said, when you're on set, we're trying to do a love scene and you're running over and farting on the actor's leg. So that's something that we really didn't want, we really didn't want to deal with. I mean, I think she was honest for asking and he was honest for answering.
I think it's beautiful. And we ought to be honest with each other, because maybe that was a sharpening moment for her. Maybe she's like, okay, I do be a little bit off the chain. Right. Or maybe she's like, bump you.
Right.
I am, and this is who I be, and I've been getting hired for this, and I'm about to rock out and do me. So some people are okay with that, and those who are not just won't hire you. Everybody isn't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Some people be like, don't bring her to set, she don't be talking about Jesus, Somebody might be out there saying that, you know what I'm saying? So, but what I love about Tiffany is she's so authentically herself. It's like take it or leave it. And notice though, even Team Too Much, when you can lean into you so much that you don't care about anybody else, that's attractive. So that's why I'm looking at Tiffany like, you better get up out of here getting these acting checks and come get some stand-up chicks. You know what I'm saying? But you can't do that. Who can be mad at authenticity? God made each of us so different for a reason. She is that way because her history and things she's been through. Maybe you better laugh, smile, and be loud with all you've gone through. I'm glad to see a smile on her face. You feel me? Like, you have to consider that stuff. But again, if it doesn't work for your set, it seems to be working for some others. So
right, absolutely. And I always say you never know what someone's armor is. You don't know why they carry that armor. We're all, again, individuals.
There you go.
I wanted to get into a heavy subject, if I may. I wanted to bring up the Me Too movement started by Tarana Burke.
Yeah.
It made huge headlines in the film industry. I wanted to ask you, how do you think an actor or actress, how do you think they can avoid being pulled into being sexually harassed, or worse? Do you think it's something they can avoid, or?
No, I don't think you can avoid being sexually harassed. I mean, how do you do that? Not show up. Because you don't go anywhere with the mindset of, I'm going to be harassed. Unfortunately, I won't name any names, but I've been harassed on a set before. And it's not fun. It makes you feel really yucky, and you're just like, really? And then you're trying to decide, do I tell someone? Do I not? Like, what do I do? It really sucks big time. And I don't think you're not immune, because, frisky people will do frisky things and say frisky things when people aren't watching. And that's what it was for me. No one touched me, but someone said something that was totally out of line and out of just not right. And I never said anything. I kept it to myself. And then when Me Too came out, I wasn't like, Me Too. I didn't do the Me Too. But I noticed in the media, this person got their just due, we'll just say. And I was like, see, what's done in the dark always comes to the light. And so when that person was going through their thing, I was like, well, look at there, because you said something to me too. But so no, there's nothing ladies can do to not get harassed, but I say, don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to, tell them where to go. Don't, stick up for yourself. And yeah, and if you see someone else being harassed, be there for them. Like be, team, we ain't going for that, So
Do you regret not saying anything at the time?
no.
Do you handled it differently today?
Let's see. I probably would handle it different today because I have my footing in the industry now, and I think people know me, and kind of they know my character, and so I probably would handle it much different now. But then I was very, very, very new, and so I was just like, with it, I didn't want to be fired. I wanted to, do the project. I didn't want to cause any waves, so I just kind of tucked it away. But now.
So unfortunately, it happens often to new actresses, up and coming actresses and actors as well. It happens to men as well. So what would you recommend for someone who's just a budding actor and they're like, I don't want to lose this job. What do I do?
Sometimes you got to do what's best for the greater good, because it could be something happening to you, but really happening to someone else, probably worse. So I believe in, like trust the powers that be. I think there's something, I don't know if it was wise for me to keep that to myself, because you see, because I didn't say nothing, something else happened with somebody else. See? So maybe I could have stopped him. You feel me? Right. So it was years later, actually, that I saw. I was like, oh, this guy's still at it. So I would tell a young actress to speak up for herself, let SAG know, notify somebody, because it's just not okay.
Right.
And stand in her truth. And, honesty always wins. Truth always wins. It might look like it's not winning, but baby, you'll always come out as gold. Right.
And it's sad because we all, I don't know one actress that doesn't have that story. So, it happens more often than not.
Yeah, that's bad. It's like, man, because it's so funny when no one's ever asked me that before. And you are asking questions no one's ever asked. Dang, yeah, I guess it did happen to me, but.
So let's flip it. Let's flip it. There is the proverbial casting couch that both men and women participate in consensually, right? That does exist. Would you advise an actor against that, or are you like, get it how you live, whatever?
No way, because here's the thing. When you get things by ill intentions, that's going to be the result. Like if you date somebody's boyfriend on the side, he gonna cheat on you too. Like it's so you're gonna lose the job, or you might not get another. Like, karma is real. I don't know. Heck no, that's not casting couch. I hope it doesn't exist. Now I haven't had that where like if you get with me, I'll give you a role. What? If I get with you, I'm gonna give you this knuckle sandwich. No, but I would not know. So no, I hope that that's not still going on. And again, I hope that women and men are both saying, this is not okay. We're going to shut your whole office down.
Right. Yeah. And now there's so many, the dynamic has changed, and there's so many ways to do your own projects and be stronger. The opportunities are better now. It's not like back in the day where it's like, we used to hear, you'll never work in this town again. Now there's so many avenues. Where we could be creative. So ladies, gentlemen, it's not necessary. I'm not knocking your hustle, but it's not necessary.
Don't do that.
You heard it here today.
It's a no.
Okay. Right. So let's get to set. Some directors over-direct, some directors under-direct. When the direction isn't clear for you, when you feel like you're not being directed well, how do you handle that?
I am there to be an instrument to the project. If I auditioned for the role, then I kind of have a sense of what they want, because that's how I got the role. So If I'm being under-directed, I just lean on my interpretation of the character. And if I'm being over-directed, I give them what they asked for. You want me to talk like this, then I will talk like this. Like, whatever it is. Because at the end of the day, I'm there to be used as an instrument. Like, that's a lot of actors, we have to remember that. Like, sometimes it's like, well, it's not your vision, first of all. It's the producer's vision. It's the writer's vision. We are there as instruments. We are not there to say it should go like this. So sometimes giving a suggestion, I would say to an actor, do what they asked you to do, because that's why you're there. And then I say, hey, can I get one more take, and give them a option. So that way, when they're in editing, they have what they asked you to do, and then they have the option. And if yours is better, hey, you won. I have a specific example of this. I was in a movie called Just Right with Queen Latifah, Common, and we were in the scene at a park. Myself, Queen Latifah, and another actor guy sitting on a park bench talking about her becoming this therapist. And we had shot that scene, oh my God, like it felt like 12 times. And so my line was, well, man, I want to get tickets to go with you. Gosh, man, all I see is courtside tickets. Oh, coming my way. I can't wait. Like, cause she's gonna, get this job with Common's character. And now we're gonna be pulling on her for tickets to go to the game, right? So that's my line. Probably on the 15th take, this is my first movie ever in life. So I'm like, why are we doing it so many times? I didn't understand the camera's moving, that the camera's moving around us, lighting is changing. I didn't know none of that stuff. I don't know if the I was like, why do we have to do it so many times? I didn't get it. And I was like, am I saying my line wrong? They were like, it's not, they're moving the camera. I was like, oh, okay. So I got so frustrated because I'm new. I didn't know any better, that I said, all I see is courtside tickets coming my way.
Wow.
And that's the one they kept.
Wow.
Voila. I said it I only sang it once. Mm-hmm. I only sang it one time because I figured we're probably at the last take by now. So I'm just about to just have fun. All I see is courtside tickets coming my way. And then when I went to the premiere, I was like, oh,
that's it. They used it.
So that's what I was saying. That's one of those things where the director didn't tell me to sing it. The director, but I felt so free because just earlier in a scene, well, a lot of scenes before that one, we had to do over and over again. I kept saying, am I not saying my line right? Why do they keep doing back to one? I was like, and I said, am I doing? And Queen said, girl, no. They do a lot of takes for lighting purposes. Like I had no idea. Like, it's my first film. And so she's like, just keep doing you, boo-boo. That's why you're here. Mm-hmm. Like, you're here because you do you. And then I was like, I could do me even better. Wait a minute. So giving them all kinds of, and so every take I was doing something different. And I didn't know that I could, but nobody was saying I couldn't. So I kept, earlier in the day or another day, whatever it was, I was giving a different zhuzh to each line every time we did it again and again. I would do something else. And so from that day, and that was my first day of work, that's when they came to my trailer and said, because I had only one line. I got hired as coworker one. Okay. Coworker one was my name. That was my one day of work, one scene with Queen Latifah. That's it. Once she told me that, probably on the 5th take, then I started zhuzhing my lines up. I was like, what you wearing to the line was, what are you going to wear tonight? That was the line. I started saying, what you going to wear to the extravaganza? If you watch the movie, they kept one of those, what you wearing to the party? Like, I was doing all kinds of stuff, right? And Sanaa Hamri, do you know who this is? Sanaa Hamri, I always say her name wrong. Sanaa. She directed Come on Fox. Shot in Chicago. Come on.
Not the, not The Shy.
No.
Chicago PD?
No, come on. What's the other big one? Big one. Not Star, but
Power.
Cookie Lions.
Oh, Empire.
It's a game show right now.
You're like charades.
Right. So she directed that show later on, but it was her, and she said your energy, the way you just, and they wrote me in more and gave me a name, Sabrina Giller, and then I was there from that day to the end of the film. And so every scene you see after that, when you got
chills.
Come on, God. When you see that movie, the first scene that I did was my coworker one line, and then that's when they came to my trailer, gave me a badge. Sabrina Giller was on the back. I had a first and a last name. I became Leslie's best friend at the job, and every line you saw after that, I was written in. So let me just, like, you guys just never know. There's no such thing as a small role. Take every role. One line, honey. Act like you're gonna get an Oscar for that one line, and that's how I felt. I felt like I just did a scene with an A-list actor. Like, what? What does that say about me? I must be the bomb. Like, they let me talk to Queen Latifah in a movie. Like, I was there with it. That's how excited I was about saying, what you wearing tonight? That's my only line. But it turned into a beautiful piece of art that people remember me for.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Speaking of, like, you said you were kind of surprised, like another take. What's been the biggest change going from independent films to working with an A-list actor? What's been the biggest change so actors watching can expect it's not going to be like an indie set?
Uh-oh, that's funny, because remember I said Queen Latifah movie was my first movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I hadn't done any independent before.
Oh, so you was out the gate.
Out the gate. You know, my first film, like, okay, my first time on television was a commercial, a Twix commercial, which was huge. I remember driving to set that morning, and when I saw all those white trucks parked down a residential, like, all these people are here for me to say these lines. I couldn't even believe how much of a huge production it was. So imagine when I got to New York and walked on set and saw like hundreds of people. Like, this is a big budget film. This isn't an indie. Well, I didn't even know what an indie was then, mind you. So my first movie out the gate was 100 folks on set.
That's amazing. Here I am thinking that you're saying this is my first major role, but this was your first role, period.
Period.
You know, I have to watch the movie. Everybody, let's get just right tonight.
Yes.
I have to see it. I have to see it.
Yes, so I didn't know. So I'm going to think, what was my first indie film? I don't remember. I've done so many. I don't remember. But I got to the indie film set and I was like, what y'all doing?
like this is craft services.
That wasn't good. We need to do that again. Well, we got to move on. Like, you know, I didn't. So I was very like a fish out of water. Like, y'all not doing this right. Like, you know, because I had been in the big leagues, and then I remember saying that to someone, and I hurt their feelings, and I felt so bad because I didn't mean it. I just wanted to. I want every project I'm in to be great, and so I was like, you guys, you have me here, and I have this knowledge. Use it so we don't have to be indie in how we can be major in this indie situation. And honey, that was the wrong thing to say. Everybody where you are, Brely. I was like, well, I ain't really nowhere because I'm here with you.
Right. That's sometimes hard when you have a lot of knowledge. See, I went the other way. I've done indie. I've casted. I've scouted. I've mixed blood on set. So now when I'm on set, I want to help, and I'm like, not my project. Be quiet. Act. Jen, don't say anything. Don't say. It's hard. It's hard to just sit there.
That's awesome. This
is a great segue, because speaking of, have you ever had a scene partner that just wasn't giving you what you needed to have? Do you try to draw it out of them, or do you mind your business? Like, I'm just gonna take this scene.
I want everybody to win. And we're on this, making a movie or TV show is a team effort. There's no stars, right? Like, yeah, there may be some bigger names or whatever, but it's a team effort. So if people have pulled me to the side before and said, beloved gave me a little note. I've pulled people to the side and said, you want to run the lines?
Yeah, I do.
Yes, let's run the line. So I look at it as a team. I look at it as a sport. So I'm not, if your next scene is about to be whack, like you taking the whole production down. Like, I'm in a bad movie, then my name is associated with your raggedy acting. So I definitely look at it like a team and try to offer gently, because you don't want to overstep your boundaries to the director either. You want to just be like, you don't want to be team too much. Talking about how you directing folks, because there are those people who do that too. You'd be like, thank you. Yeah. But so yeah, don't be team too much, but definitely look at it as a team effort, because you're only as good as everything. That's why I'm on my producers about, like, what are we doing for the marketing? What are we putting on social media? Like, I'm that girl that's like, I'm about to blow us up. Like, what we doing? Where the pictures at? What it is or that. So it's a team effort from start to finish. And if you could remember that, then you would be gracious when somebody can't remember their lines or getting stuck somewhere, and you'll be glad that you gave grace when it's your turn, because you will have a moment where you like, I know this. I'm sorry, everybody. Like, let's start again. I hated that I had to do that a couple of times on set. I was so embarrassed, but I was like, oh, I gotta get this, but it happens to everybody.
Was there ever a time where you were in an environment on set that was so unprofessional that you were like, I'm gone, I'm out? Did you ever leave, or were you just like, why am I here?
I've never left a set. I got pretty tough skin. I tell people, my girlfriends hate when I say this, but I'm my daddy's only son. I'm an only child. I'm a girl, and like, I deal with, I can run with the best of them, man, woman, whatever you bring in, I'm with you. So I would never run from a set or a problem. I'm very I'm an in your face type person. So confrontation, I'll be like, bring it on. I'm from Oakland. What do we want to do? Right. Okay, I'll know what you want. Detroit, come on, come with it. So I have that thing where I feel like I can go from the hood to the White House. What you want to do? You know what I'm saying? So no, I would.
Amen, amen.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
I said, amen, amen.
Come on, that's what I'm saying. So no, I would never run from a set, or I would now. And my feelings have been hurt before, and I had to do a scene where my feelings hurt, but still like, suck it up. It's just like sports. You can't be mad and then try to go make the shot. That don't work. You got to shake that off and keep it moving. Like, we got something to do here. But I've had my feelings hurt. I've been mad. I've been, ready to cuss somebody out, but I can't, because I got to do this scene with them. You know what I'm saying? So
can you tell us? So, because somebody else may be going through it. What hurt your feelings?
Somebody took a scene. They tried to steal the scene, I guess. And I don't know what they were trying to do. I can't speak for them. All I know is they went off of the script, and I am a method actor. So, you want to one up? So let's one up. Because, baby, I'm not going to lose. You know what I'm saying? So they went off script. So I kept going, in our characters. And then when I won that thing, everybody was mad. Why you mad? You started it because you went off script. And if we going off script, then I'm going to go off script too. And so that's what happened. And people got all of their feelings because, but again, the thing was, I'm an actor, I'm a method actor, and I love to play. I'll never forget. I went out for this role. I'm in a movie movie of the week called Let the Church Say Amen. It was Regina King's directorial debut. Oh, wow. I auditioned for it at BET on Santa Monica in Los Angeles in Robbie Reed's office. I'll never forget it. I walked in there, I saw Regina King. I was like, oh! Because I didn't know that she was even a part of it or nothing, right? So I'm like, oh God, I'm doing my little lines or whatever. and she's reading the other part. So they were like, okay, let's do it again. And so we did the acting thing again. And then Regina kept going. And then she came and got in my face and was like, because I'm supposed to be having, this is like, her role is the baby's mother of my fiance. And so she comes and gets in my face and she pushes my shoulder. And then I was like, you better come get your girl. You better come get your girl. And then she was like, sing, yes, yes. I got the role. She's like, you didn't hit me back. And I said, because my character wouldn't hit you back. She's a church girl. She's about to be a wife. She's like, oh my God, I love you. She went off. Regina was like, I'm forever in your corner. Like, you come on. I just put my hands on you and you didn't put your hand, you didn't go there. I was like, because I couldn't. Now Brely would have kicked your ass. But I think my name was Shantae. Shantae was not that chick. Shantae ain't her. Shantae was like, you better come get your girl. Like, you better come get your baby mama, because, you know. But that's kind of how the role went in that moment. I'll never forget that. And I think it's so important to remember who you are, remember who the character is, stay connected to the scene no matter what. And you know, not all the time does your character need to win. But in this instance, my character was a strong, powerful, this is my territory moment. I could not let this other person win. I can't let you win. So, yeah.
And it's amazing that because, you know, it's all about choices. It's amazing that you won with the choice of not reciprocating the aggression. I think that's a beautiful thing. Sometimes as actors, we think we have to match the energy and we're ruining the scene. It's like, no.
Sometimes you win the scene with silence. Sometimes silence is more powerful. A look could be more powerful than all the words you can conjure up. You know what I'm saying?
We're teaching here.
Come on, we're in class. It's a master class. It's a master class.
Is there anything in your acting you would like to improve? And how are you going about it?
I would love to improve my stillness. I'm a very comedic actor. I use my body, I use my facials, I use all my stuff. But I'm ready to be right there with you. So stillness is something I work on all the time. I love when I get roles that require it, because I have to force myself, not all that blinking, not all that facial stuff, not all the, you know, my eyebrow goes up, all that, just be still. So stillness is something that I am forever working on.
Okay. Let's go into social media, which is huge for us creatives now because it is free marketing and we can reach millions of people, but it's a double-edged sword. So have you ever been caught in the crosshairs of quote unquote cancel culture or just negative feedback? Have you ever been caught up in, did they really say this on my Instagram?
Oh yeah, I've had some. My mother is my Instagram Nazi. Oh no, you need to delete him. Look at what he said on your page. He put one of those eggplants on there. Why do you even know what that means, mother?
Right.
But so yeah, social media is big, and I think be your most authentic self, but really show your good side. I'm with people showing just their good side. You know, people be like, don't judge people by what they put on their Instagrams. They only put the good days. Yeah, I'm not putting no ugly pictures on Instagram, and I'm gonna use a filter. What? So there's that. But here's my thing. Let me give you guys an example. When I went out for the role of Rondell Lancaster on Ambitions, I know Oprah looked at my Instagram because I found out, I don't know if I'm supposed to tell people this, but I'm going to, because it's going to help somebody. Well, I can't call you auntie, Miss Oprah, Miss Winfrey. She approves every single actor that's on every single show on her network. Ooh, that detailed. So she has to approve us. So I bet she logs onto your Instagram and scrolls all the way down to them booty. before she decides if you're going to be a part. So I think it's important to, be mindful that people are watching you and it's wide open. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody, that could be the difference between changing your life and not, is how you've represented yourself and the things you post and talk about. Or you got every ghetto cussing song on your thing, or is it, well, then Disney gonna be like, nah, we'll pass. She was great with her social media. That's who she really is. You know what I'm saying? So I would tell people to be mindful that this is a tool to be used to promote yourself, and not necessarily, show your bathing suit picture every 5 seconds, because there's more to life than a bathing suit. That's all. Now, I did have a bikini on about 2 weeks ago.
But we're gonna see just right, and we're gonna bring out that bikini.
Throwback to the bikini just about 2 weeks ago. But you know what I'm saying? Just make sure you're a whole person. That's all.
Yeah, that's a great point, because I think sometimes people overshare. They overshare, and it's kind of like, I didn't have to know that you hate your baby's father. We didn't
know that. I ain't gotta know that. I don't have to know that. Yeah.
You didn't have to know. What do you think about cancel culture? How you can be canceled for something you said 5 years ago?
It's ridiculous because everybody makes mistakes. I heard, gosh, I can't think of her name right now. I'm looking right at her. Chelsea Handler told Sent, don't you know you Black? Ooh. Excuse me, ma'am. There are certain things you can't say. And she came on quickly to say, you know what? I apologize. I overstepped my boundaries. I have no place asking 50 if he remembers that he's Black. Like, I'm out of line. And she just nulled it like that. But she shouldn't be canceled for it. Like, people make mistakes, and we all do. And so sometimes it's just like, make the mistake. We're human. Let it go. Like, I mean, this is probably not going to be really popular, but I'm sick of people dumping on Trump. I just am. I mean, he a mess. We know that. So let's talk about him. Let's not give him no shine. Why are we, the more you focus on the thing, the more it grows. The more you talk about it, the bigger it gets. But what if we just moved on? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired of talking about it. So
it's like watering a plant. You keep watering the plant,
it keeps growing. And that's why all we had to do was like look at him and shake our heads and turn our attention elsewhere. So I'm so glad, that, we don't have to deal with his shenanigans anymore. But at the same time, I was so tired of hearing about the stuff over and over again. I was just like, oh my God, let it go. Just let him go, So then, yeah.
Oh, wow. This was absolutely amazing. I'm kind of sad I'm at my last question.
Wow, we've been on here an hour. I can't believe it.
Yeah, we were supposed to do half. That's how good this was. We were supposed to do 30 minutes.
Sure. I didn't even notice. I'm just like rocking with you.
Yeah, you can always come back. We'd love to have you back because you have so much knowledge, and that's what this breaking into the film industry is about. Okay. So my last question is always, a lot of interviews, they like to end with, what advice would you give an upcoming I hate that question because everybody's journey is so different. What I like to ask is, what is the worst thing that you've ever been through, and how did you overcome that?
The worst thing I've ever been through while acting or in the acting world.
While acting, but if you want to share something personal you think will help, we'll take that too.
The worst thing, I'll keep it in acting because I think it's important. I was booked on a series regular role for a show, and filmed 4 episodes of it. And on the 4th episode, I remember everything getting oh, we're shutting down early today. Everything's shut down for the day. And we were like, what happened? What happened? We didn't know. And then the showrunner called me and was like, oh, the network decided to go in a different direction. Huh? Imagine that. You get your first series regular role. You're signed on for 22 episodes. You guys shoot 4, but whatever you're doing or representing, in those 4 episodes that you're shooting, and they're looking at the dailies and they decide, I don't know if she was the best choice for it. So that was hurtful, but I did not shed a tear. I don't know what. I was just like, huh? Like, what could it be? And I was like, I know my lines. I get along with everybody on set. And then when I saw who they recasted, so mind you, there was one actress already in this role, but she got a bigger opportunity. And so they allowed her to gracefully leave, and they took their second choice. Because remember, they had done the auditions. I was a second choice always. So I came in to do the thing. And then I think they liked the first choice so much. And then I was just a totally different person, that they brought the twin of the first person, who is nothing like me, but her twin in skin color, twin in body shape, which was thin. And it was like, oh, y'all didn't like me because I'm curvy. See what you're doing here. I see what you're doing. And so that was very, very hurtful. And that's something the question, how did you word the question again?
How did you overcome it? Because that's devastating. Like, I'd be in the bed for weeks. How did you overcome that?
Not be in bed for weeks, because there's a little clause, in my contract that said pay or play.
Ooh, okay.
So as everyone went to go shoot the episodes, I was coming to get my check. How was work this week, y'all? Okay. I got the same check. So I got paid for all 22 episodes.
Nice. Well, see, that's a nice.
Who made?
That's an amazing parting gift. How did you not internalize that? How did you not something?
I can only be me. I can only be me. And y'all knew I had these curves when you hired me. Like, you knew what it was when they was out shopping for the clothes. Like, I think I was discriminated against, based on my size. And it's just like, I don't know. I mean, no one ever told me like you sucked. Your acting was freaking terrible. And I think that would have been evident if I didn't work so much after that. But I still worked a whole, but like it didn't really stop. It didn't stop anything. Like I've had this is early in my career. I've had a beautiful career, with that happening to me, but it didn't stop. And then we always have to remember this. I wouldn't want you to be in bed for weeks, because guess what? That's one network, one set of producers, one director, one writer. Okay, y'all don't run the whole industry. Right. Like, I want people to be so, and that's why I love that my foundation is so strong, that I love me so much, and that I'm so grateful that God gives me the opportunity to use the gifts that he put inside me to make money. Like, I get wealth by honoring what God put in me. And that's what I want everyone to do, is don't ever be sad when somebody shuns you or tells you no, or you didn't get the role or whatever. Be like, okay, great, on to the next one. I'm not, this isn't for me. No's are like steps on a staircase. Okay? No, 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 you're just walking the nose to get to the top of the staircase where your yes is. So the more no's you get, the closer you're getting to your yes. And that's what I want to leave everybody with, is like, when you get a no, be like, big up, because I'm one more close step to my yes. That's it.
That's a word. I have to applaud. This is the first time I'm applauding on breaking into the film industry. That's a word.
Don't break in, kick the door down.
Thank you so much, Brely. So many jewels. You are a true joy. Now I'm going straight to the IMDb and looking at everything you did. I'm like, I have to see her on screen.
I think I have I don't even know. I think I have 16 movies, maybe 12 TV shows. I don't know. I wish I had my IMDb so I could, but when I look at the number of projects I've done, I'm like, thank you, Mark, for always hiring me. I love him. Man, it's people like that got your back, and that know what you can do, and that call you in, and you make magic. So I'm blessed. no small roles for me. I say yes if my calendar says yes. So that's
Nice. Thank you so much, Brely. This was truly a joy. I learned some things. I got some notes up here. I got some things I got to do now because I'm like, if I show up on set with Brely, I better bring my A game.
That's right. Let's go. Let's go. If not, I'll put it aside, get you together. Girl, come on. Let's run these lines.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
God bless you. I can't wait to work with you too.
Bye.
Bye.
This is amazing.